Hello everyone and welcome back to the FCB Army channel, because today we are covering the match results of yesterday's game against Ibiza in the Copa del Rey round of 32. And honestly guys, we won it 2-1, but it was by no means a good game. Like, it was bad at certain points, and I'm going to start off the video by saying the away form is still very problematic, guys. It's not what it should be, and we got lucky this time around because this cannot happen again in the round, or in the Copa del Rey I should say, because this was a one-off game and we could have lost. We really could have lost this game. We genuinely got lucky. And possession is the thing of our game, but possession with no control over the ball or no control over the game is never a good thing. Like, we can have possession all we want, but if we have no control in the midfield, what's the point of possession? Like, we had 79% possession to, I believe it was 21, and we just couldn't get our game going. SETIEN was very upset with the team afterwards. He said it in his post-match press conference that he was genuinely upset with the team, and for good reason. We played a horrible game. We lacked the spark for 70 minutes, guys. For 70 minutes, we didn't have a shot on target until the 67th minute, if I'm correct, and it was by Ivan Rakitic, who took a weak shot. It wasn't even a good shot. It was a weak shot, and it went right to the goalie. But for us to go 67 minutes without a single shot, that was a whole half, whole first half. We went a whole hour without shooting on target, or even shooting in general. Like, it was just, oh my god, that's unacceptable, guys. By Barcelona standards, that is unacceptable in every way possible. Credit to the home team though, because they were the 12th man in this game. They made it rough for us. Like I said, the away form for us is not good, and it's the stadiums that really get their teams going. And Ibiza came rocking. They were rocking. Like, they came to play, guys. They really did. They showed up. They showed no fear against us, and they used their crowd against us, or they used them they just fed off their energy, and they just kept coming at us and kept coming at us. But they did play dirty, guys. They had, I believe it was around 27 fouls. Yes, 27 fouls against, and that's just, I don't know what sport they were playing. They were playing rugby, these guys out here, because they were just not even trying to go for us. And especially towards the end, once they felt the game slipping away from them, they were tackling us more and more and more, and it was bad. But nobody took control of this game, guys. No one in the midfield. Frankie, at least in the early stages of this game, of course, because later on we managed to regain some composure, and it was mainly because of one sub that I'm going to cover later in the video, guys. It was this one sub that really changed the outcome of this game, and if it wasn't for him, then I don't know where we would have been today. And on another note, the turf, or the pitch, was horrible. It's not a professional turf to play on. I get it, this is a third division team and there's only so much revenue that comes into the club and they can only afford so much. But I mean, when it comes to the professionals playing, the guys in the top tier coming to these type of fields and running the risk of getting injured, it's pretty high, guys. And it's sad because we had to play on this pitch, and luckily we got away without getting any major injuries, bar NETO of course, but that was more of a freak accident of clashes coming together. Thankfully though, NETO did manage to get a really crucial save for us in the first half, and with this deflected goal, or the shot that went off the post and it came back to an attacker, and he shot it again, and it wasn't the greatest shot, but he kind of put it right to NETO. But thankfully NETO managed to get fingertips and put it right over the bar. That was a huge moment in this game, because if not for that, we would have really been in trouble. We would have gone down 2-0, and who knows if we would have been able to bounce back from that, because the crowd was really making it tough for us that game. In addition, I want to cover the consistency, or the lack of consistency within the squad, especially certain players that needed to be stepping up, like Antoine Griezmann, because he's been dealing with inconsistencies for a long time now, not just with Barcelona, but also with Atletico Madrid. I remember Simeone taking him off around 60th, 70th minutes some games because he wasn't performing well, and he really needs to break out of that, because we really need him to hit top form, especially this time of the season. Also, Rocky Puig did not have a good game by any means. I mean, you can't discard him just off this one game. It was a third division team, yeah, but we played in really bad conditions on a really bad pitch, and there was just no flow within the game. It was just a really bad game, guys. You can't really judge him off this one game. You really can't. He had a start, and I was so happy for it, but at the same time, you really can't judge him off this one game. So you got to give him time, guys. Nonetheless, a lot of these players in last night's game really needed to step up to stake a claim to be in the first team, or to make it into Setien's plans for the weekend games, and a lot of them failed and missed their opportunities to do that, because players like Carlos Perez, Ricky Puig, Ivan Rakitic, Junior Firpo, even Semedo, all these guys, they really struggled yesterday, and it showed, and they had no effect in the game. I think out of all 5 of these players, the worst in yesterday's game had to have been Perez until he got subbed off for Jordi. But you have to credit Kike Setien for sticking to our philosophy, because it had to be our way or no way of playing, and that's what I love about him. He sticks to his guns and he goes for it. But the most crucial part of this whole game was definitely the 30-minute cameo Jordi had. He came onto the field with specific orders and was telling people where to go and what to do, and it was his assist that led to the game winner with Griezmann. It was a nice threaded ball right up the middle, really, for Griezmann to just slot home, and it was thanks to him that we really won this game. He made a huge difference, guys. If it wasn't for him, I don't know where we would have been today. And also flashes of brilliance by Frenkie de Jong last night. He set up the first goal with a sublime pass, guys. That was a majestic pass. It went cut through right up the middle, and it just found Griezmann, and it was a cool finish. But my God, what a pass! Also, today marks the 1-year anniversary to when Frenkie de Jong became a Barcelona man, and I couldn't have asked for a better midfielder in this team, guys. He is such a talent, and I love it, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future. But going back to the game results, guys, this was a huge win for us. It was a massive W for us, because if we had lost this game, this would have been a huge embarrassment. We would have been the laughingstock of Spain if we had lost this game against a 3rd division rival, because we had a horrible game. We got lucky we did not lose. But I want to know down below in the comments who you guys think was the worst player today on the pitch. Griezmann, although he had 2 goals before that, he was just horrible. He had no effect in the game. Carlos Perez, another one, did bad. Fati, he had his chances here and there, but he had no end product. Puig, again, not much in the midfield. Rakitic didn't do anything. De Jong was one of the few stars that actually did something, but overall the team did not do great. Also, I want to know your thoughts on the starting lineup from last night's game, because minus De Jong and Griezmann towards the end of the game, no one had a great game by any means. Everyone played awful, and the game was just... We really got lucky we won this game, guys. Like I said, this game could have been really embarrassing to lose, and thankfully we did it. But Setien is on the right path with these guys in the way he's training them, because there's been no days off from what we're getting reported, because he's training them day in, day out, trying to get their fitness levels up to standard, because with Valverde, we really weren't getting to that fitness levels that we should have been at, because clearly the game style or the gameplay he wants to play is constant pressure, always being on the ball, always having circulation with the ball, and that's something that he's trying to get done in training to bring it onto the pitch, because you train like you play. You really do, guys, and I love that about him. In other news, with an injury update to Neto's ankle, he did suffer a sprained left ankle from last night's game after landing awkwardly within that freak crash accident that happened between his players and the Ibiza players, but he won't be traveling with us to Mestalla for the weekend, unfortunately, and we're gonna have the backup goalie, B Team Iñaki Peña, who is still a solid goalie. I really do think he should get a shot eventually, but we will see what happens with that. In addition, Luis Suarez has finally started his rehab back from his knee surgery, and he's supposed to be out for 4 months, but we might have him sooner than that, and if we do, we might still have him in champs if we've gotten far enough and in the league to fight for the title, because he is crucial for us, guys. I hope he comes back in time. Dembele is another one who's running again. He's had some exercises with the ball, but he is so key to this team, guys. He is so key, because he's going to be the 3rd player in this front line who should finish our trident between Messi, Dembele, and Antoine Griezmann. He should be the final part of that piece. So hopefully he comes back strong. And in other news, Coutinho's future. Do we need him, guys? Do we really need him? I mean, he was played out of position with Valverde, and it's sad because he wasn't a left winger. He was supposed to play just behind the strikers in that midfield role, that playmaking role, but he didn't use him that way, Valverde. Sadly, it gave him up on loan. Also, given our number 9 issue with Suarez being out long term, is Lautaro Martinez the dream signing for us Barcelona fans? I mean, I don't see it happening in the winter. I don't see us paying 120 million for his release clause, and I don't see Inter letting him go midway through the season when they're still fighting for the Scudetto in Italy. I really don't, guys. I mean, in the summer it could happen, and he does have chemistry with Messi at an international level, so that's always going for him, but we have yet to see. We'll find out soon enough. Also, reports out of Spain are saying Rodrigo's arrival could be on the cards, given his agent has met with Eric Abidal and our board members to discuss the potential transfer of him coming to Barcelona. And honestly, I don't mind the transfer. He's a good forward, he's pacey, he's got a good pass, he's got a good eye for goal, and he knows the league, so he wouldn't have to adapt. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of his transfer. But this is going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, join the FCB army, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.